Okay guys, I just wanted to go over all the mistakes that I've made in my career. And we'll hit you guys up on the next video. Just kidding. Now, I've made plenty of mistakes, and it's gonna happen in your first year. Like, it's not just like you made a paperwork mistake. I'm talking like you made some errors in like judgment. You could have had a deal, but you didn't get your buyers to offer enough, or your seller didn't do this, or you messed up. Maybe you messed up the paperwork a bit, and that's the problem. We're legally binding immediately. Like, so in my first year, please guys, do not get on a team. I started by myself, and you know I'm an army guy. And there was another guy, and he was new to the office. And like, I was naive in like, oh, this guy's already been a realtor. I'm new. This guy's been a realtor. He must be good because I'm new, and he's not. And he was a former military guy, and I'm like, my broker's like, hey, you should talk to this guy. He used to be in the military. And I'm like, oh, sweet. So we talk, and he's like, we should like make a team. We'll call ourselves like the premier team, and we'll be this. And I'm like, oh, this is amazing. I love to travel, and like when I'm traveling, this guy could be making me money, and when he wants to take some time off, he can make some money. Not having this course like I have now, being like, if you want to make 100K in a year, you gotta listen to what I'm saying. Don't listen to this crap. And I'm like, oh, this will be good. Because I was afraid. I thought, well, I'll never make a sale. Like, this is going to be hard. I passed these courses, but I don't think I can make a sale. Like, who do I know? Even though I lived in this city, but like, I don't even, I had a couple, but like nothing crazy. So I get this guy, and I would have a very productive day. I'd go over some listing stuff. I had like a potential buyer, and I was getting ready, and I give him a call. I thought like we should do some recap phone calls at the end of every night, like some kind of a business partnership. Call him. Hi, you've reached so and so at the Premier team. I can't make it to the phone right now. No, call him again. Hi, you've reached so and so at the Premier team. Oh, okay, well, he's probably busy. All right, well, next day, try to call him. Hi, you've reached straight to machine. Like, what the fuck if a buyer was trying to call this guy or a seller, can you sell my mansion right now? Oh, you don't pick up the phone, which was one of my other videos, pick up the bloody phone. So like this started kind of irritating me. And then I'd be like, I'd get a hold of him, and then I'd be like, hey, so I did this, and this. And he'd be like, oh, cool, yeah, my wife and I went to lunch today, and yeah. And I'd be like, okay. Anything else? He'd be like, oh, yeah, like, so I'm like in a different city, like my aunt, I think she's looking to sell in like 4 months. So like, we'll put that on our board, or whatever. And I'm like, your aunt in 4 months. I can get every one of my family members. How come I'm brand freaking new, and I got Peter the nobody and this guy off of Kijiji and this and this, like I don't even know who these people are, and I'm negotiating with them. Like I don't know who they are, like they're not my family, and I'm brand new. And this guy, he's been in for a while. And then you get a bit into the backstory. Well, he's with a different brokerage. Now it starts. So how many of these guys in your office have been to 5 brokerages already? Let me give you a little hint. It's not the brokerage. If they come over complaining that they didn't make money, it's them. They suck. It's not the brokerage. Brokerages, did I cover this? Brokerages are like just a facilitator of your paperwork. If you are like relying on the brokerage to make you the money, then you're just lying to yourself. Like for me, they literally could be in India for all I know, like the brokerage. Like send them the paperwork gets processed, Jeff's out on Instagram, right? So like this guy was blaming old brokerages, this and that, and just didn't put in any hustle. Fitness level was shit. Not that that means much, 100%, but just kind of like more things that are ticking the box, like he's lazy. You know, I would be like, hey, so like there's this investor meeting tonight. We should both be there. And then, yeah, I can't. You know, got something. And I'll be like, oh, okay, I got this one. No worries. Well, you know, that just kept turning into me doing everything, and then, you know, I'm brand new, and I'm getting all these leads, and I'm like, well, this, what am I making this guy money for? I ended up making him 10 grand, $10,000 in my first year. So I could have been making my 110 in my first year, but I made him the 10 because like I was that guy on the spreadsheet being like, nothing crazy, but like you know, if you made 4,300, I'd just put like 4 grand or something. So it was just like kind of adding up. So you make a 4 grand sale commission in your first year, and I had the dumbest split 50-50 no matter what, and they're all my leads. So on 4 grand that I worked my ass off, like figuring out, negotiating, dealing with freaking black mold in the last second of a deal, and this guy like not even anywhere to be found, and no advice considering he thought he was a year ahead of me and I'm new. And then like 2 grand goes to him, and I was like, well, the 2 grand was shit then. And I was like, what the hell? So it was like, it ended up being like 10 grand. And then I'm picking up this dinner tab, and I'm buying the duals. This guy got stupid. Like, they'd be my listings, so I just go put my sign out there. And he was always like, oh, we should have my name on one side and your name on the other side. Well, here's the problem. You don't pick up the phone, so what's the point? And so like everything just kept getting under my skin. And this guy even, well, he owed me $1 grand in like consumable stuff from like signs and any online Facebook ads that I did, taking the initiative for. I sat him down at a Tim Hortons one day. It was actually right after I got home from the real estate conference weekend. When I got home, I was like, I gotta do this. Like, I've seen too many like highly motivated people. Like, I gotta get rid of this guy. And it was just hurting me as a person. I'd go home and like I was talking to my wife, and I was just like I can't, like, I'm new to this stuff. Like, I don't even know. I'm gonna be good at this career. Like, this guy's killing me. I'm stressed, and I'm like, and I'm like, and I I sat him down at the Tim Hortons, and I was just like, it's not you, it's me. Just like typical bullshit. And then I'm like, I think I just said, like, I want to try real estate on my own. I think it's gonna be better if I just do it on my own. As I just kept it on me. He fucking knew it was on him. I just didn't have to say it. And, well, guess what? The guy switched brokerages a year later, or like a couple months later, and I think he's out of the business now because he didn't even do his. We had like articling courses, and he didn't even do his courses. So it's just like I made him the 10,000. He owed me physically the $1,000, but I never collected it on him because I would rather hold that over his head for the rest of his fucking life than ever even try to collect that $1,000. So there's my piece. You'll never see that on YouTube, so secret for you guys right now. Big mistake. Don't have a partner. I've been talking to some realtors down in Florida, and they're like, oh, I'm on a partnership, but I'm like, so like, they're on a 3 partner, so like they get 33% of everything. It just sucks. If you're gonna be the hustler, if you're gonna listen to my course, you're gonna like be texting me on some stuff and trying to make your buck. You're hustling and your partners are doing shit. Cut them. I had to fire a 45-year-old man, and I was like 30, and that was weird. To be like, sorry, good luck with your next career, because real estate's not it. So, yeah, big mistake there, and. You know, the only another mistake I just identified a couple months ago, it was a year ago, where I had a listing. My guy wanted 300, and it was 330, but he just said 300 and he'd be good. And I had a flipper that wanted it for 295. I could have coughed up the 5 grand, but I was like, because I was going to be paid 15 grand on it if I took the entire commission, because it was 5%. And it was going to be 3 to the seller and 2 to the buyer. And I was like, I don't want to give up $5,000 and only make $10,000. Well, I'm a bit of an idiot, because I don't know what the hell I was thinking, because the guy who was buying it was a flipper. He would have then put the property back on the market using me, And I waited around and I got an offer for $300,000 because that's what she said, what's it going to take to get it done? And I was just like, it's been on for a while. We were beating around the bush at 280, 285, 290, 295. And then we finally got somebody to do 300 because he was a little bit high, but I was just like really trying to get him in the threes. She gets the 300. It's all said and done. Got the deal's firm. What did I make on that? $9,000. Because I got the 3% of 300,000. Well, I could have made, see, on the other thing, I could have made the 10 grand. So I left a grand on the table because I was afraid of that $5,000. I thought, because I was probably thinking, oh, I'm going to double end this. I'm going to find somebody that pays 315 and I'm going to make 315 times 5%. But I should have just, the velocity of your time and money is very important as a realtor. You do want to take those off. You do want to cut your commission on something like that rather than, it's not about your pride of like, oh, I never cut my commission. That's the velocity of you don't want that listing anymore. You want it to keep moving. You don't want it on there for 5 months. You'd rather cut and just get it going, especially for flippers, because that guy, he's just going to want to renovate it and put it back on the market quickly. And then I would have got that listing and I F that up. And then the funny part is the other agent never even got the listing. Her sellers, she didn't buy my course, and she treats her sellers like such like transactional people, and they fired her at one point, and then it's on the market with the discount brokerages right now at a ridiculous price. And guess what? There's a freaking sign on the lawn and it's not sold. No shit, because they don't know how to sell it, because they're just transactional and they just think the sign will do it. Anyways, so that'd have been a good time for me to cut my commission there. Other than that, I would never do it. Normally, if somebody just said, hey, would you cut your commission? Think about it like a contractor businessman. Like, does it make sense to you or does it not? Then don't or do. So there's some of my failures and some of my tips. And thank you guys for watching.